Okay, are you guys ready for this? So this is part 2 of my favorite fall candles. It's the food and spice edition. And yeah, I really could not limit myself on my picks for this. So again, it's not going to be a top 5, top 10. I think I even have more than 20 candles here. This is almost like, might as well be my fall collection, you know. I do have like quite a few that I did not include in these videos. So these are going to be my favorites. The ones where if I ever ran out of these, I'd be kind of upset. Whereas like the other ones, I'm like, these are the ones that I don't ever want to not have in my collection. So I'm going to apologize in advance because there's so many here that I didn't even want to try to fit them on my table. So I've kind of got them stacked and lined up along my kitchen counter. So the camera is going to be a little bit shaky, so just bear with me. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this candle porn. Oops, did I say that? All right, so I've kind of got them grouped a little bit here by company, and I started to arrange them in the order that they were released, but that just got kind of too complicated to coordinate everything. So just going with what I have here. All right, so guess I'll kind of start in the front here. So, classic for me, sweet cinnamon pumpkin. I know that, you know, this is kind of unpopular lately, but for me this is like, when I smell this, I think fall. And I've really been wanting to burn this, but the weather has just been too hot. Really want to wait for some cool weather to, you know, to get this going. And yeah, it's just great for me. A classic. So an oldie that is unfortunately not available anymore, but I had to mention is so this version of it is called Caramel Pumpkin, but it ended up being re-released as Vanilla Caramel in subsequent years. And it's a very unique scent. I don't know quite how to explain it. I don't want to spend too much time doing reviews here, but it's like a very deep, rich caramel kind of scent. Oh yeah, this is before they had descriptions on the bottom too, so I'm not even sure what, you know, what they would say is in here, but yeah, vanilla caramel was just a very delicious, yummy scent for me. So, getting these out of the way. Here we have another classic, Kitchen Spice, no longer available. This one for me is probably, I want to say this is my favorite bakery scent from Bath & Body Works. Despite having spice in the name and having notes of things like, I think there's allspice and nutmeg in here, I really don't get any spice from this. What I get is a nice rich caramel, maybe a touch of hazelnut, and like it borderlines on vanilla bakery. So this for me, winner, you know, always will love this one. Then we have Pumpkin Cupcake. This is one of the more, I guess, kind of recent releases compared to some of the other ones. It's a delicious combination of, you know, pumpkin spice and cupcake. I think Bath & Body Works hit the nail on the head with this one. I feel like I can never get enough of this, and man, does this one do fabulous in the wallflower. Oh, and by the way, some of the reviews or some of the scents I'll mention in this video, really, I really liked I have them in melts, and I really liked the way that the melt smelled. But I did want to bring out the candle for the review, so if this makes any sense. I prefer to show the candle over the melt, even though the melt is maybe the thing that I thought had the best scent throw or whatever. Okay, so pumpkin cupcake. Great one. Then we have pumpkin patch, originally released as Perfect Autumn Pumpkin. Then it was re-released as like pumpkin carving, and then most recently heirloom pumpkin. Another classic for me. This one and I go way back to like, I want to say like 2004, 2005, something like that. It's just a great spicy pumpkin scent. Not really what I would consider to be bakery. Like Bath & Body Works pumpkin pie is kind of a bakery version of this scent. It's got more of like a creamy and crusty note, whereas this one is mostly just spice. But another one that, like, I smell this and I'm like, oh yeah, it's fall. Okay, Cinnamon Sugar Donut. This is one that it has been released in the spring, maybe possibly even in the summer. I don't know. They've kind of tried to make this an all-year scent, but for me this will always be fall. It was originally released in the fall. Perfect cinnamon sugar cake donut blend. Perfect. Of course, I had to include Marshmallow Fireside in here. I mean, this, we all know it. Almost all of us love it. This is kind of borderline outdoorsy. I thought about including this in my outdoors in part 1, where I reviewed or showed my outdoor favorites. But the fact that it's got, a drink on here, I didn't really feel like I could put that in that video. But yeah, love this one. Pumpkin Apple, another great scent from Bath & Body Works. I love this one way more than I like Apple Pumpkin from Yankee. This one is much more bright and happy. It's not, I don't know, there's spices in Apple Pumpkin that make me not care for it, whatever that spice blend is, but this one's like got the right, it hits the right spots, and there's like some fruitiness to this too that I just think is really well done. Cider Donut. It was sad that this one hasn't come back. It is very similar to Apple Crumble, but I find this one, I don't know if it's just a tad spicier. There's something about it that makes me like it more than Apple Crumble. Yeah, it's lovely. Think almost, I don't want to say Cinnamon Sugar Donut with an apple note, but that's maybe the closest thing, to compare it to. All right, then could not leave out Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. Wonderful. I love this one. Can't get enough of it. I keep buying more and more candles of this, even though I can't get rid of the ones that I currently have. Another one, I think this one goes back to 2008. This is Caramel Apple. It's, for me, the interesting thing about this is that it's not, I don't know how to describe this one. It's more of like a tart green apple scent. Like if you compare it to Cider Lane, which for me is like a kind of a sweet red apple scent. This one is more of a tart green apple with caramel on it. Love this. I actually like this probably more than Cider Lane. Wish that this one had stuck around because, I mean, it's just fabulous. But all right, then we have Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow. Another pretty new one. When was this? 2014. I love the scent of this. It's, to me, it smells like Vanilla Bean Noel with like a little bit of spice in it. And it's just fabulous, fabulous scent. Then we have Pumpkin Spice Cheesecake. Absolutely love this one. It debuted last year, 2015. I love that, you know, that sour, little bit sour milk note that turns off some people. For me, I'm one of those that thinks it smells great. All right, this one is a little bit of a weird one. This is a Bath & Body Works candle. When was this released? I want to say 2006, maybe. Anyway, it's Poisoned Apple. And I'll lift up the lid and show you. I love the scent to pieces. Like, they released it as like a Halloween scent. Obviously, Poisoned Apple. Really wish this would come back. It is apple with like, again, I think it's like a green apple. And I think there's supposed to be like licorice or anise in here with caramel and like a bourbon. The closest scent to this would be Yankee's Autumn in the Park. I find that the two of these smell very similar. So this one's a little bit more intense and a little bit more like, I don't know, there's something about this that really does make it smell like poison. And I don't want to say it smells chemically, but it kind of does. It's so hard to describe, but I love this. I mean, great scent, very strong. Really wish that they would, you know, bring this one back. Then for this year, we have Spiced Pomegranate Cider. One burn of this, and I love it enough that it's already a favorite of mine. So definitely pick this one up if you have not. It's fabulous, fruity apple, kind of cobbler scent to me. Great. Okay, I'm going to move these down because this is getting into Yankee territory here. This is Feast Maple Sugar Brittle. This was from last Thanksgiving. Delicious caramel kind of scent. It's, to me, a little bit, it's kind of similar to Pumpkin Spice Cheesecake, but it doesn't have that sour note, the sour milk note. So if you, well, I can't say, I don't know if this will be back this year, but yeah, I stocked up one of these. I loved it. Okay, Pumpkin Sugar Donut. So sad this didn't come back. Such an original scent. It's really got like the, you know, you can really smell kind of those sugar crystals on top of like a yummy kind of pumpkin cake type scent. Fabulous. You know, very sad to not have it back anymore. And then I almost didn't include this, but I feel like I had to because I have 4 of these damn things. Cider Lane. It's, you know, it's amazing. It's creamy caramel apple. I feel like it's got maybe a little bit of a vanilla in it as well. It's not, you know, tart like caramel apple. But yeah, it's lovely. It's one of Bath & Body Works' better done candles, so had to put that one in. All right, and now I'm going to come back over here and get to my Yankee scents. So I think this is the oldest one of the bunch. This is Brown Sugar and Raisins, and this thing really does smell like brown sugar and raisins. I don't know how they replicated the raisin scent, but it's delicious. And I thought about putting pain au raisin in here because it's got kind of that same raisin note. But I actually like this one a little bit better. That one's not as like gooey as this one is. This one is just delicious, very unique. Would love to see this one return as a treasure. Then we have Cider Donut. This is probably, I'm going to say that this is my favorite, like, apple spice type of scent. So, you know, everybody's got one. And I hear a lot of people rave about Kringle's apple cider donut, which I've had. To me, that was boring. It smells like so many other apple spice scents out there. This one is different. I believe this one has a little bit of anise. The scent blend it's just so unique and delicious. And God, I can't believe they have not brought this one back as a treasure. I know you can find quote unquote cider donut in the outlets. It's the times that I've smelled it, it's not the same. It's not the original. It'll be in this packaging, but it is not the original cider donut. Yeah, if this one ever comes back, be sure to pick it up. You guys will love this. Another great one is Biscotti. Great scent. It's, again, unique. Man, this back when I feel like Yankee used to do such unique fall scents, and now I feel like they're just doing the same thing over and over again. And these are like brave scents, because these aren't things that I think would typically appeal to the public, but ended up being fabulous for me. But yeah, this came back recently as a treasure. I want to say like 2013 or 14, something like that. Again, I think the notes on this one are like, it's got some fig, definitely anise. Yeah, so it's so yummy. And then almond cookie, one that many of us lament over the loss of. Great, wonderful, perfect almond cookie scent. Perfect. It's not too heavy on like the almond extract smell. It's got that wonderful, like, you know, cookie note in the background. I can't believe that this one didn't stick around. It's such a shame. All right, then we have cinnamon roll, my favorite cinnamon scent from Yankee. Nothing else really compares to this one. It smells a little bit similar to the old cinnamon and sugar, but this is more bakery to me, whereas cinnamon sugar is more spicy. In fact, I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon and sugar, but I love cinnamon roll. It's just, you know, and I wouldn't say it's the most authentic cinnamon roll scent I've smelled, because it doesn't have a whole lot of like a sugary icing, but it's very delicious. Farmer's Market, classic for me. Love this one. It seems to come and go. You know, they'll get rid of it for a little while and then it'll come back. It does seem to be back this year. It's, I think, apples, peaches, and spice, and it's, you know, just a lovely fragrance. Maple Pancakes, Yankee's best pancake scent. In fact, what I think to be one of the more authentic pancake fragrances, just because you really get like that buttery maple scent, but there's more to it than that. It's I feel like there is a pancake note to it, and I've melted tarts in this before, and like it smelled just like you've just cooked pancakes. So this one I think was back as a treasure this year. Not sure if it's still available. Okay, then we have apple cider, and I hate to give Yankee credit for this one because they were not the original company. They weren't the first company to release this scent. This is the same scent as Bath & Body Works Spiced Cider from many years ago. Unfortunately, I don't have a candle in that from them anymore, so this is going to have to fill that place. But this is probably my favorite apple cider scent. It's a heavy spice. There's, I think, quite a bit of clove in here, but it's great. Then we have Pumpkin Wreath. And I thought about putting this one in with the outdoors because, it does say that it's a fresh scent on the label, but for me it's more like of a pumpkin potpourri. So it's got like some potpourri spices combined with pumpkin. Very unique. You know, I know a lot of us love this one. This is probably the most recent fall one from Yankee that I really love. So, yeah, great to see, you know, so many other people loving that one as well. And then Blueberry Scone, I debated on whether or not to include this as a fall scent because I feel like it could be used any time of the year. But I first started using this fragrance during the fall. So for me, it is, I think of fall when I smell this. Delicious, you know, you can find this same scent with so many other companies, even though this is discontinued. Goose Creek's Blueberry Cheesecake smells like this. Scentsy's Blueberry Cheesecake smells like this. Delicious. Love this one. Then we have Yankee's Sugared Vanilla in their Pure Radiance line. This is probably, I don't know what it is about this. I love this scent. It is a deep, rich vanilla. Definitely get some sugar in this. And yeah, it's more of a fall scent to me than, I mean, you could get away with burning it any time of the year, but for me, the richness of this makes me think of fall. This one, I was inclined to not include it because I haven't even burned it yet, but I love the scent so much that I had to put it in here. And this is one of their new spiced honey and oak fragrance. Or one of their new, like, wine, what is it, the wine tasting or wine pairing fragrances. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. If you have not picked this one up and you're thinking about it, I would definitely go for it. One more from Yankee, and that is apple cider. This is like the original apple cider. It's different, definitely different from this one. This is more of like a typical apple cider type scent. Like, whereas this one I don't think smells like something you would drink. This one does. So it's more of a classic apple cider. Still very great. I love this one a lot. All right, moving on to Goose Creek. This is Toasty Hot Toddy. Fabulous. I mean, you get cinnamon, caramel, something that kind of smells a little bit boozy. Amazing. This one should be no surprise. I think many of us know and love this one. This is Toasty Pumpkin Toddy, which is it's such an original scent. I really have to hand it to Goose Creek for this one. I mean, it's cider with like apple and pumpkin, and everything is just perfectly blended and balanced. If you have not tried that one, you really need to get on that. Also from Goose Creek is their carrot cake scent, which is a delicious, spicy, sweet bakery with like a little bit of a cream cheese note. I think this one beats Yankees. I like Yankees quite a bit, but this one, especially in the melts, this is incredible. Of course, peanut butter sugar. Another one I think you could probably burn all year, and I have burned it all year, but it did release in the fall, and it does, make me think of fall when I smell this. So, very good. This one was kind of a surprise for me, and I thought about not including it, but I really do like this one. It is the Salted Caramel Cupcake that they released in their cupcake collection this past spring. And the reason I like this one so much is because it smells like some of the independent vendors have a fragrance oil called Flapjacks. You might be familiar with Candles from the Keeping Room's Flapjack scent. Freaking fabulous oil. And I think this is that oil. So it's great. It's another one that's like, to me it almost smells like a graham cracker as opposed to a pancake. But it's a very rich graham cracker type fragrance, like graham crackers and maple syrup maybe. So very good one. I had to include sweet banana bread, which again, this was a surprise to me. But I tell you what, this is amazing. It's You know, this to me is the best like banana bread scent that you can find. So, oh man, Goose Creek really did a great job with that one. And then also from Goose Creek, pumpkin pie. So, this is my favorite pumpkin pie scent from anyone. It's, especially like the melts of these are fabulous. Amazing. Yeah, this is, most of these are, let's see, the Toasty Hot Toddy, Toasty Pumpkin Toddy, and like pumpkin pie, like those are the scents that made me really start getting interested in Goose Creek. So, not really surprised that they're up here. Okay, another different one. This is from Pier 1. It is their chai pumpkin scent from last year. I was very sad that this did not come back this year. I lament that. I would have loved to stock up on this, but I was between jobs at the time and couldn't really get more, couldn't get a whole lot of this one, but I would have. And it's like, oh, this is so unique. It's like a white pumpkin scent, but it's got a lot more spice to it. There's maybe, I don't even know how to describe this. You'll probably be able to find a description of it somewhere. Yeah, see, this doesn't have a scent description. It's very unique. I want to say it's got like some citrus in it. Very unique. Love it. And then Sensational's White Pumpkin. This ended up being a favorite candle of mine last year. If you're familiar with white pumpkin scents, there isn't really a good way to describe them. You just have to smell them to know them. And this is probably my favorite white pumpkin scent out of like just kind of standard white pumpkin scent. Very good. This is back in TJ Maxx this year, so I recommend picking this one up. From the Spotted Hog, this is sugar cookie dough bread. And this is a combination of like sugar cookie and zucchini bread oils that the independent vendors will use. So if you smelled candles from the keeping rooms, sugar cookie, zucchini, this is pretty much the same scent in candle form. I love it. It's fabulous, delicious. Okay. Crossroads made it. Unfortunately, you probably can't see the label of this, but this is roasted espresso. I love this scent. It's probably my favorite coffee scent out of all the coffees that I've tried. It does have a little bit of like a chocolate note, but the way that it's blended with the coffee, fabulous. Okay, then one from Kringle that I know this was released, I think this spring, but for me this is definitely fall. It's Blueberry Muffin. Delicious. Perfect blend of like blueberry and like a crumb kind of cake. Smells different from blueberry scone. This smells definitely more like a crumb scent than that one does. They're both very delicious, but this one smells very authentic. Also from Kringle, I had to put this one in here. This is Pumpkin Frosting. This one is very unique. You'll notice that the notes say that it's got cotton candy crystals. Yeah, I want to say, that sounds weird, but I think that that's true. It's definitely pumpkin spice, but it's much sweeter. Maybe leaning towards like pumpkin sugar donut, but not that sweet. It's very unique. I highly recommend, picking this one up if you haven't tried it, but you like that kind of thing. Doesn't really smell like pumpkin cupcakes, so don't expect it to if you get that one. Then from 1803, we have Nutmeg and Vanilla. This was a surprise hit for me. I really thought it was going to smell like Bath & Body Works Creamy Vanilla from many years ago, but this one it kind of smells similar to pumpkin pecan waffles because it's got that like nutty scent, but it's not as heavy, and it's like the spice is different. I would say there's definitely nutmeg in here. It's very interesting. I recommend picking this one up. And then my favorite, or probably one of my favorites from 1803, is Old Dough Bowl. I almost passed on this one because when I read the description, I'm like, that's way too spicy. It's basically a clove, straight up clove scent. Fabulous. Like, I smell this and I'm like, this is the perfect spicy fragrance for fall. So again, pick that one up. I think it's one of their, I think it sells pretty well. So I've seen it like out of stock on their website before. All right, whew, almost done. Swan Creek's Dutch Apple Pie, favorite apple pie scent. It's, I don't know what it is about it. Whatever apple, it's to me, it doesn't smell like your standard apple and cinnamon. It does really have, you know, a depth to it. And then I had to include this one too. The melts of this are, like the scent on these melts is so freaking good. This is Sunday Morning Pancakes from the Food Network. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the lid off of this. I don't know. Go find this one and go smell it. It's delicious. Almost like that flapjack scent that I mentioned earlier, but tweaked a little bit. So, yeah, all right, so that does it. That, that's a lot. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this and you saw some of your own favorites here, whether they be, you know, current releases or ones that, you know, you liked a long time ago and miss. So, yeah, so let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Bye.